Hey, thanks for joining. Welcome to Trending with Shella. Trending with Shella. Made to serve God. Also, another reason that man was created is for relationships. I believe that if we understand who we are, value and appreciate each other, then living together can be more meaningful. Relationship strays away from purpose many times because of selfishness and our unwillingness to compromise. This unwillingness to meet each other halfway, especially in intimate relationship, may be considered red flags in relationship. Now, red flags are indicators that something needs attention. There are questions that needs to be answered. Often these are clues that sometimes may lead to trouble in the future. When things become toxic or abusive, staying in the relationship without getting the necessary help in hope that things will turn around is quite dangerous. And so that's the reason why I want to explore the topic and to share on this very important topic. With me tonight, you've seen him in our last episode. I suppose the first person I've been, I guess, twice, especially in such a short time, and that's Timothy Blake. Make him welcome. Timothy Blake, of course, he's a dad and he's an executive coach. And I'm sure that he has some valuable experience to share with us tonight on this topic. I have also Nicola Hamilton, who has her own experience. And while she may not be sharing all the details of what she may have gone through in terms of, relationship or toxic relationship, but based on her experience, she'll be leaving nuggets with us for persons who may be heading down that road or know somebody or be able to help, put an end or help encourage healthy relationship. So with me tonight again is Nicola Hamilton. So please welcome Timothy Blake and Nicola Hamilton to this conversation. Again, you may join in the discussion in the chat. Our admin will read your comment and ensure that your voices is heard on this episode of Trending with Shella. All right, let me hear from Timothy. Could you want to just share a minute, 30 seconds again to persons who may have not even seen you on this show at all, who you are, and a little about yourself in 30 seconds.
All right. Am I clear?
Sure, you are. Go ahead.
Well, as you mentioned, the name is Timothy Blake. Many persons think I'm an old man, but I'm not such an old man. But I have a lot of experience in many different areas of life. Growing up, was raised by mom and grandma. Grew up, got married at age 22. Went through a divorce. I tell persons that at age 22, I was married. At age 25, I had a child, a house, a wife. And by age 26, I only had a child. Then later on in life, met a wonderful woman, got married again, because I believe in, I can't stay lonely. I can't stay by myself. So I need relationship, and I need intimate relationship. And now I'm here with you guys. I've done a lot of management in hospitality, tourism, food and beverage, etc. But one of the things I maintain is that I need to serve people. And as a result, I think that one of the best places to be of service is in a relationship with someone you love.
Oh, very interesting sharing, Timothy. And that is absolutely true. All right, Nicola. Just let our trenders know who you are.
Evening, everyone. I am smiling and I listen to Brother Timothy. It's really exciting me. I am Nicola Hamilton. I got married at 21 and by and I had a child at 18 and I got married at 21, and I believe my reasons for getting married was all the wrong reasons. And I have another child, and so I spent a few years in that marriage and it was very toxic, and I got divorced and I got remarried again. I am a Christian. My mission is to seek to help those I look up because of what I've been through. I I want to help persons not to make the same mistake that I did, and be aware of some of the things that are happening and how you should move forward, and not just move with your eyes closed and speak about love, because we tend to think that love is blind, but love is really not blind. If your head is screwed on, love is not blind, because there are things that you should see that sometimes you turn a blind eye to. So my aim is not just to work with female, but to work with men and get a little abuse too. And so men, and sometimes we tend to think that only female get abused, but a lot of the time our males have been abused badly. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Nicola. So nugget number one, love is not blind, is we close our eyes. So we tend to hear that saying love is blind, but it's we close our eyes. It's not love is blind. All right. So thank you both for sharing. But just before we go into when you hear about relationship red flag, what's the first thing comes to mind? Just in a minute, what comes to mind? Relationship red flags.
Well, relationship red flags. Red flags in general mean stop. If you're driving down the road and you see somebody waving a red flag at you, the first thing is to stop. You look for somewhere safe to pull over and stop. Now,
Right.
in terms of relationship red flags, we're looking at reasons to stop. Why should I stop? It's not. I don't believe it's always a reason to stop or end the relationship, but it's to stop the path that you're going down. Something is happening along this path that needs a break. Um, Relationship red flags, in my opinion, are things that are, by intuition, they show you that something is wrong. You
Something
know,
is wrong.
yes, something. Whether it's a feeling of insecurity, it's a negative vibe that you pick up. Whether it's something that somebody says to you, be it a friend or family, your friend or family, or the other person's friend or family, it is something to stop and look at. And as I said before, it doesn't necessarily mean stopping the relationship, but you need
Right.
to
Pay
stop what
attention
you're
to
doing
something.
and pay attention to it.
Right.
And I use the word intuition, and when I looked up the meaning of intuition, one reference said it is using or basing on what one feels to be true, even without a conscious reasoning. So you don't have to have any proof of it. But if it is if your system is saying to you that something, check this out, pause, stop, check it out, it's a red flag.
All right. Thank you on that. Go ahead, Nicola.
I totally agree with Mr. Timothy. The thing is that, as he rightfully said, that it doesn't mean that you might not you're gonna continue the relationship, but there's something that needs to fix, and it makes no sense you just blind pass it and say, okay, time will heal. And I can even think and reflect about myself because of I was young and so on. I think that when I started my relationship, and everything was going bad, everything was really going bad, but I thought that becoming a Christian and him being baptized and I am saved, Jesus is going to take away all of this. It is
Oh,
a lie. God give us wisdom, and we need to stop and look at the situation and deal with it. So I was fooled in that way. I think that salvation was gonna just go so and all
okay.
be well, but that was a mistake, a grave one. So we need to be careful of these things. It means, and if God is allowing you to see something, he wants you to do something about it, because things are not going to just get up and just change like that, whoosh. If you have a cut on any part of your body, and if you don't look and try to tend to it, you find out that it's going to get worse, because it is saying to you, once there is a cut, there is a needing for healing. So don't tell me you're going to get up and pray about it. Yes, Lord, I pray. Hallelujah. Bless the name of Jesus. It's good to pray. But behind you praying, you need to therefore now get into action, because one of the things that we miss about prayer is an action word. So God is not going to leave the throne and come down and fix it just for you. There is something that you need to do, and God not going to pass what you need to do to come and do it for you. We got to play our part, and then God will do the rest. Thank you.
Just touching a bit there on what Nicola had said, just piggybacking on a little. Notice she said that there's this lie that lots of persons, because they have gotten into Christianity, tend to want to live this lie. And it's easy to say, you know what, I'm a Christian, she's a Christian, he's a Christian, it's gonna be fine. No, that's why the Bible says you should not be unevenly yoked with unbelievers. It really has to do more than just your religious standpoint. It has also to do with what are your beliefs, what are your personal, physical, educational beliefs. Is the person you are engaging in that relationship with, is that person evenly yoked? In other words, is that person of the same belief system as you are? Does the person believe education is good? Because let's take that as an example. You think that education is an excellent idea, and the person thinks education is foolishness. You can't further your study in peace enough, because that person is going to be at odds with you, creating these things that are wrong in your eyes, will be putting those to you subtly or straightforward. So you have to be on the same page with the person, and this is one of the flags that we need to look out for when we start having a relationship. No matter what level the relationship is, that person okay with my thoughts? Am I okay with the person's thoughts? Because this is where you start to look at, the thought process that is making you who you are. And if I start to think left and you're thinking right, then the ship is not going to be steered in the correct direction.
All right. Thank you so much on that. And just to piggyback on something that Nicola mentioned, and just want to, so this may be a trap back for persons who may be in relationship already, or just a help for somebody who is pretty close. Does it matter how long the attraction period lasts, or the spirit take? I know some people are spirit take you, or whatever you would call it, lasts before it transition into a relationship, because sometimes there are many things that we could have find out if we had more research done, find out more about the person, and then we go, and then of course the red flag is that there are things that you would not pay attention to. So is there a timeline as to how more things that you should know before you transition into a relationship?
I believe, I'm a firm believer in what I call speed dating, and actually I call it the fast burn. People call it speed dating. I call it the fast burn. Take a lot of time quickly to learn the person. Don't wait forever to learn the person. Let me give you an example, and it is very contrary to popular beliefs, because people will think that you should take enough time or a lot of time to get to learn about the person. It is easier for me to fool you over 6 months than it is for me to fool you in 1 month. Because if you and I keep talking on the phone hours over this in the same day, tomorrow we're on it again, the next day we're on it over a week, you will have to find a way to tell me so much things about yourself. I will find a way to learn so much about you and your personality over that 7-day period. If that information was passed on to me over 7 months, you can falsify it, you can fix it, you will shift it, because you will start to learn who I am, what is it that I like, and fix things the way I want it. But the fast burn, you don't get the chance to do that because you're there just telling me stuff. Oh, you know, you're telling me all these things. You know what? I don't like this. I like this. I like that. I don't like that. And in that time, I'm recording. You are recording. So nothing is wrong with that. However, if it is a person's feeling and idea that, you know what, I should take my time. I have time. Time is on my side. I'm going to work with time. You know, most times the hurt just gets worse at the end of all of that.
Okay.
I do agree with everything you said. The thing is that we need to be sober while you're going into a relationship.
Right.
We need to be sober, have our head screwed on, recognize it's not just about how you look and how you sound, because we're good pretenders. I need to see. You need to first look at how I'm speaking on the female. So for the female, ensure that you look to see how this person really treats the sister, the mother. Listen, do they listen to you when you speak? So there are things that you need to pay keen attention to, be aware. What are the things that you need to know about this person, and not just focus on him just being nice. And the same thing goes for the male, because we are good hiders, and we can hide, and you can date me for 10 years and there are things that you don't know. I believe in being a best friend. Be the person best friend, and then when you are good friends, I think there's not much you can hide, because when you have pain, you share your pain, and we understand the high and the low and so on. So be aware, not just fall and just my heart of this thing, and you're just going with your heart, and you need to pause and think. Don't tell me that hello, because you know, I really need somebody, and age is running off and time is going away, and you know, all the clocks are ticking. You will have to live with this mistake for the rest of your life if you do not spend the time to learn. A lot of times as he said, it can take you 1 month to learn some persons. You just need to be observant, be vigilant, and be sober. Listen to how they speak. Listen to how they speak about other persons. Listen to the things that they say. Listen to the jokes they give. Listen to when you want to talk and you really have something to say, and they are so tired. And when there is something for them or her, because it's not just a male thing, it's a female thing too. So when it's for me, hello, I'm the queen here. When it's for me, I need you to listen to me. But when it's your time to listen, you're either tired, you are busy, and it just goes on. These are some of the things that I believe that as female and male, you need to look out to ensure that you are paying attention and you are picking up what you need to pick up. I'm not saying that you need to overreact, you know. I believe that you need to pick up and make the right decisions.
Yeah, I suppose it makes some important points there, Nicola and Timothy as well, because you know, sometimes person have a time frame on when they should enter in a relationship or get married, and it's 35, and I only have like 1 year left, and so I must do that now. And so they will want to say overlook certain things and say, okay, then you know, the person will change, or you know, this is okay, I will live with this. But as you rightly said, you will live with it for now, because the things that you're okay with now, maybe you want to achieve that, but eventually you're going to realize that when these red flag comes up, you can't deal with them. So another thing I was looking at also is that, you know, sometimes there are revelations of past behavior or past mishaps or whatever happened in the previous relationship, and that may not be talked about before you enter into this relationship. Not that it may can't work, but how important is getting counseling and talking about these things important to enter in another relationship, because sometimes we just go ahead and say persons will change.
Well, red flags will differ, and I made a note in the chat. It said red flags will differ based on a number of factors. Based on who you are. Now, who you are is comprised of your circumstances now, your circumstances in the past, and how is it that you adjust and react to those circumstances. I have a common saying for me where I say circumstances alter cases. So I could have been a nasty guy to Nicole, but I'm a lovely guy to Nicola. Now, what Nicola needs to do is to look at the circumstances under which I was nasty to Nicole when she's examining my past, and then look at the circumstances under which I am a nice guy to her. Sometimes it means using deep-rooted or heartfelt questions to get from me just why and just what. One thing, people will say that the leopard never changed its spot. So even though your personality may vary, there are some things about you that, we call them pet peeves. There are some things that will irritate you at some point or another. And it is for you to see under what circumstances those will come out. You will determine if you want to use them to play around or you want to use them to run away from the person. But you will have to look at those. Now, here are some factors that will affect, I will generate red flags. How confident you are, how dependent you are, how old, we talked about this already, how old you are or how much time do you think you have left, your life goal, and who is your influence. Who is it that influences you the most? Is it a good friend? Is it a brother, sister, mother, uncle, auntie, father? Or is it this person who is supposed to be your good friend or your best friend, as Nicola said, the person who is now going to be your best friend? Who is it that influences you most? That will also determine how much red flag will flip up on your side.
Right. All right. So much nugget there from you, Timothy. But of course, trenders in the chat, we want to hear from you. This is your question. What do you consider to be relationship red flag? Why do you think this is red flag? So let us know, what do you consider to be red flags, and what do you think is a red flag? So let us know. We want to hear from you as well as you join in the conversation. But back to my guest, let us look at some specific red flag or things that we need to pay attention to that may be considered red flag. Of course, you have sometimes in a relationship, one of the spouse may be the one with more resources, and many times would have contributed to the other, whether helping them out in whatever way, maybe sending them to school, finance their housing or whatever the financing would have been. And they tend to feel a sense of entitlement because, of course, they are the ownership, because I am funding you, so I own you. What is this, or what do you think this would have been a red flag, considering the fact that, okay, the other person may feel like, oh, you're just being nice to me, but the other person on the other end is a matter of seeing that, oh, maybe there's an investment in you, so I own you for that.
All right. That would come under what we consider to be economic abuse. If you are being abused economically, then you should see that as a red. You may find that you're working, you're earning your own money, and yet your partner starts to, direct you as to how to spend it. Or your partner start to prevent you from getting a job, keeping a job, working at certain places. They may want to start to tell you how to save, where to put your money. And I'm not talking about having constructive discussions. I'm talking about the person who is saying to you, this is what you should. And by force.
Like a demand, or yes. Right.
There are some persons who will want to take your money and give you back an allowance from it as well. Unlike me, who will just give up the money and beg back some from it, Some persons want to force you, give up all the money and try to give you an allowance. There are other persons who will literally take the money, So this scenario that you painted would fall as a form of economic abuse. Once you start to see this, then, unless it's something you like, because we can't, put aside the fact that persons may like it. So it might be a red flag for me, but not for Nicola. So this is one of the ways now that persons start to look at these things and say, you know what, I don't like that. And if I'm going to get married to you, or if I'm going to spend my whole life with you, then I don't think I can live with that any longer. As soon as it starts to come up in your head that, something is not right here, then you need to address that matter.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. So it's not a flag that's gonna say I need to just run. No, because sometimes they don't know better, and therefore we need to help each other, because I believe that I help you where I have a weakness. I don't expect you to run away from me. I want you to talk to me about it, and we seek to work it out what best for us. And if we cannot work it out together, we seek to get an intervention in it. So we seek to fight for the relationship, not just give it up, but don't look past it. Don't play a blind eye to it, because it's gonna come back to haunt you at some point in your life.
All right, just before I go in the chat, I see a few coming up. Oh, important is this, or can this be a possible red flag, or it is, or okay, it's not important. Sometimes you're getting into a relationship or a marriage, and you have maybe like significant family member don't like the other spouse. Maybe it could be the parent, or maybe a sister don't like the other spouse, or maybe say things that maybe you'd have overlooked or don't want to hear about the person. And they may have seen something that maybe you don't see, but you go ahead and say, I'm not marrying the family. I am okay. I'm going ahead with my relationship. Is it okay to have the support of your family, or what, I'm married into this man or woman, so hell with you, family, if you don't like him or her?
For me, I believe that it is important that you pay attention to it, not just delving into what they said. Observe to see if what they're saying, if there's any truth to it, because sometimes, because you're so close and because your heart is having all kind of things going on, you miss out some of the key points. So you have persons who will open your eyes, and it doesn't mean that because they hate the person. And even if they hate the person, I'm going to look to see if at least no, in this point in my life, then I would not look. I don't want to hear what you have to say. I'm not marrying you. I'm marrying this person. So I don't want to hear. So I block you out. But at this point in my life, no, I take heed to that. So, just pass it, because there are things that persons see. And even in our lives, there are things that people see that you don't see in yourself. So you look at it and you observe it and see. Don't just run to it and crash at it, or you just dismiss it. I believe that you need to think about it and see if there's any truth to what they're saying. And then you seek to work on it to see if there can be any change. So on.
So some wisdom is important.
Yeah. So if you look at it again, this type of abuse, or this red flag, would fall under what we call isolation, where the person attempts to isolate you from individuals or groups or what used to be beneficial to you. So in this case, they are trying to control what you do. They're trying to control the persons who you they may try to control what you read, how much time you spend in social media, how much you use your phone, that kind of stuff. They might start to force you to answer calls, or or take your texts and that kind of stuff. Because it's funny, it can be so simple that when you're around me, you have decided that you're going to give me your exclusive attention. Your phone rings and I start to say, answer your phone, man. Why you not answer your phone? And who I call them, I cannot answer them now. Stuff like that. Where really in your mind, you just wanted to be with me. That is one of those red flags that will pop up, and person will just ignore it and say, you know what, in jealousy, but it is something to pay attention to. Why is it that you want me, or you're forcing me? What is it that you're looking for while you're forcing me to answer my phone? What is it?
It's about knowing each other.
Yes, you see, this is why we have to look at it as a red flag. No, because it's my choice. It's my phone. I have the choice to answer my phone or not. Why are you forcing me, or manipulating me to take that call? And at the same time, it could be that I'm saying to you, don't take no call when you're there around me, man. When you come around me at my time, don't take no call. Another way of isolating you from your world so as to get you to fit into my world, because this is what I want to do in terms of control.
Control.
That is important, Sir Timmy, because the truth is that once you allow it to go on for a while, you can't just get out of it at any time. So therefore, you need to really examine it. And if you claim that you have a soft personality, like I think I had, you will just say, okay, anything you say. So it's not that you're just gonna go along, because I would just go along with everything. I am the yes woman, so I'm just gonna go along. So any day you decide that you are going to stand up on your 2 feet, because guess what? You have been swimming all along on his back.
You change.
And any day you decide that you are going to stand on your 2 feet, he's going to think that you are cheating on him. He's going to think all the works, and there comes a ball of problem. So therefore, you need to look at it, and you're not going to able, it can't be that the relationship should be selfish. I should share. And if you don't want to take your call, that's fine for me. I don't need to see who calling you. I don't need to check and see. Another thing is, how many times did person call you? Today you received 10 calls. And I need to check on your phone when you are sleeping. So you are sleeping and I need to take up my spouse phone and check it. And you are sleeping and I need to check your texts. I need to see. I need to have some control. It's controlling and it is very destructive. And it can destroy something that is so good. And therefore, you, if the female do it and the male do it. So if you are doing it, you need to stop and take a check, because love say that you should trust. And if you love me, you should trust me. You should know me. I want to live an open life where you know me for yourself, and I don't need to hide anything. I don't like hiding. I like when it's just open and you can tell me, and I say to you, darling, today I went downtown and I see a guy, and I'm telling you, oh, big night here, and you're coming and you look and you see. I mean, I say sex is a worship session, and therefore it should be a place that you feel free and feel good to enjoy and to go in and worship God, because it is a thing to worship God with, because you were created to do it. So it is a worship session. So you should not just be sitting down, okay, and expect the husband to just come in, spice it up, spice up the relationship. Find different ways and means how to make your relationship. See what your husband love. Okay, he love this. So when he goes out there and he look and he see the girls them in this batty rider and all of these things, it pull him. Guess what? Buy 2 and go home and dress up for him. Make that time and look nice and look good and smell good too. We're not supposed to be sweating, come home and smell. We're sweaty and we're busy just at work. And I mean, him finish eat and I mean, you just tell him go serve him dinner and go sit down. There are things that we need to do. Relationship is work. And if you don't plan to work, if you're a lazy man or you're a lazy woman, no relationship would work for you. It takes time and it takes you effort. And so this evening, think about your relationship before you leave here. Think about, is it that I have been showing, as Mr. Timothy said, it's either you are the red flag or you are being somebody giving you the red flag, right? So you need to reflect on yourself. Don't just think about your spouse. Number one, when I hear anything, I think about me first. So I'm pointing the finger on me. All right, God, is it that, I mean, how am I treating? How am I behaving, you know? Because you do it, sometimes you don't even realize that you are doing it. So think about yourself first thing first before you think about your spouse. And when you are going to react, sometimes you need to count, no matter how bad the things are, think about it. Think about yourself. All right, so if it was me in Timothy's shoes, because I saw Timothy over Miss Brownie, and I don't know what he's doing over there, but it looked like a compromising position. How would I want Timothy to talk to me about it? Think about that. How would I want you to talk to me about it? Would I just want you to jump up in my face and just carry on and let out your rage and your anger? No, I wouldn't want that. So when you think of put yourself in the person's shoes I think you're better able to manage whatever the situation faces. So always think, take a break, pause. And if you have to walk away, say, darling, I can't stay right here so anymore. I just need a few minutes. Give me 5 minutes. And I need to go and walk and come back. And when I come back, I mean, you know, you come back and you're better able to talk because you would have walked, clear your mind, talk to yourself before you give an answer, before you respond to your spouse. Respect is key. And even when you are angry and the house burning down, kitchen are burned down, still need to be respectful, and he still need to be respectful to you. So respect, so give it. You can't just want to receive it. I saw me steer. No, it cannot be I saw you steer. And even if I saw you steer, you can change. So I am saying to us, let us just think on these things. Thank you.
Wow. That's more than a mouthful, more than a paragraph or a book. So much nugget dropped there between Timothy and Nicola. And there, I hope you make note of them, that you're able to use them or apply them in your own relationship or help somebody, because you may be here and your relationship might be okay, but you know somebody who you can help them, and this can help them as well. So I hope that what we're sharing tonight is helpful for you to help somebody or to build you.
Keep saying to the woman, thank you. And that she want you to touch her. She don't want you to tell her thanks about nothing. She feel comfortable with whatever I want. And you did they keep saying thank you. And she touch you and she touch her. You know?
You know what, from my experience though, with that book, I did not realize that my husband was a gift giver. That's really how he gives express his love. I didn't realize it until I read the book, and then I said, oh, that's his way of doing it. That's why I'm like to buy, because I would say, why you buy so much things, Lord? That's my concern, like, why you constantly buying stuff? Yes, I appreciate it. But I was like, you're spending a lot of money. But then after reading it, I was exposed to, oh, that's his love language. So then, you know, he would like when I buy stuff, because since I like to watch the money, but I get up and buy. So now I have a little opening, a little understanding that I should buy something, you know, and express it that way as well.
That is key, you know, love language. You know, we don't understand what language, speaks to our spouse. And as you say, you were thinking that, oh, he's wasting money, but he's just expressing his love to you. Thanks for joining to Trending with Shella. Trending with Shella.